Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm at Ohayocon 2012, and I have one of my best friends, along with J. Michael Tatum, Mr. Christopher Ayres.
One of your best, along with so and so and so and so and so. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I see how it is. I see how it is. Yeah. You don't love me? That's fine. I'm not hurt. I'm not crushed. So if you think that I'm hurt, I'm not. I'd be silly to be hurt by something like that. So don't worry that I'm hurt.
You are the
Because
guy.
I'm not hurt. Sorry, I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
Okay, so it's only been about 2 months since the last time we got to talk with you. It was at Ohayocon 2011. How's it been for you?
Beginning of November, wasn't it? It's been busy. I mean, I told you that I was busy. I told you that I was busy in that time. It's only gotten busier. I've been practically living in the studio, so as a director. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain at all. I've finished up some amazing stuff, some of which I can talk about, some of which I can't. I'm about to go into a project that I'm so excited about that I can't talk about. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what I can't talk about soon. So I'm sure you've got questions.
So you guys, as you and Greg and some of your family members, you guys always get to attend IkiCon. How was that for you guys again in 2011 to 2012?
Yeah, it was again. This year was another year that it split the new year. I enjoy IkiCon so much. It's got a great staff. The attendees are wonderful. I get to see some friends that I only get to see once or twice a year. So it was a great time. My little nephew was there, and I think he started dancing when the rave started, or when the dance started, when Greg was spinning, and he danced his way into the new year. He was the last person to leave. He left with Greg. He came in with Greg and left with Greg. I mean, he was hardcore. So he's 9 years old, so it was really cute.
So this year you were again the roast master for Ohayocon. What was it like to roast one of your best friends and former con chair, Miss Emily DeJesus?
Well, Emily's like family, and I've been very lucky. As a roaster and as the roast master, we've yet to have anybody that I didn't know real well or that I didn't like. My opinion with roasts is that you should never roast someone you don't like. Then you run the risk of it becoming personal. Yes, I mean, we take a lot of hateful swipes at each other, but because you're talking with friends, it's like turning around and teasing your friends. Only we're a little more vicious. But with a roast like this, everybody knows that you genuinely like them. And that nothing we're saying is serious. God forbid anything that any of us said was serious, because it got brutal. Look, you were there. You're like, yes, it did. So it's just a good time. It's a chance for a group of friends to get together and just be silly and stupid. And Lord knows, we were all really silly and really stupid. So it was a lot of fun. I adore Emily. As I said, she and Bob and Tomas are like family. So it was fun. It was about time. As much as she's done within the industry and for this convention in particular, having been con chair for several years, and having stepped onto staff at a time when this convention needed some support, I felt it was high time that she be roasted. So, and I'm excited about next year. We've already announced the roast subject. I don't know if I can say or not. Actually, I can say because I said it on the dais.
Well, we'll keep it a secret.
Oh, we will? Okay.
We'll keep it a secret on camera, but when the time comes,
You want to come next year? It's going to be really good.
Yeah. So now in our last interview, we talked about you being the director for Nitrate 1931.
Yes.
So we kind of just briefly touched about it. You said it's like a weird, noirish type style mystery.
I described the show as being almost like an Ian Fleming story with psychics. It's kind of noirish in a way. It is, and it's more of a spy drama.
Right.
Very, very, very proud of the show. It's now out on Netflix. You can legally watch it streaming on Netflix. There's a bunch of new voices in it. Scotty Foltz plays a Cuse, wonderful villain voice. He's an actor that I've known for years. He used to work out in L.A. Houston Hayes, Carl Masterson, a lot of newer voices that really, really did a really nice job. And I didn't say this last time, there is a secret on that. We missed recording one actress. and it had gone into mix. And the mix engineer calls up and says, "Where's the lady in the cleaning shop?" And I was like, "It's so-and-so." And he's like, "No, check the files." We had recorded somebody in it, and their files vanished off our server. We don't know what happened. And it had to be done that night. And I hadn't even driven to the studio. My mom had needed my car, so I had her drop me off, and I was going to call her to pick me up. And I called her, and I said, "Mom, I need you to pick me." "No, I need you to come about 30 minutes early. I need you to come in." Mom's like, "Okay." And she thought that there was somebody there that I wanted her to see. And I was like, "Okay, get in the booth." And she's like, "What?" I needed a female. No one else was in the building except for me and my engineer. And so my mom actually has a cameo, uncredited. We had already turned in the credits for the episode. Yeah, my mom has a cameo in Nitrate. She plays in episode 4. She plays the lady in the cleaning shop, the dry cleaners. So she's like, "I made my anime debut." It was very cute. It was very cute, and she did a good job. She did a really good job. So I was not unhappy.
It's kind of fun to always have, family be able to participate in some of the stuff you guys do.
Well, and normally, with theater and stuff, you have to audition and stuff like that, and it's, even with anime, it's not generally, unless you're in an emergency situation, it's not something where I could call you and say, "Hey, come on in and do this." Yeah. So it kind of scared the crap out of her, but it was cute, and she did a good job. So it was 2 lines, you couldn't see the mouth move, and so she was worried that she was going to have to match flaps. I was like, "No, I would not do that to you." So it was fun.
Okay. And
oh, I forgot to set my phone on stun. Okay, I'll answer that later.
Okay. So this is a con that both you and Greg dearly love and work very hard for, both Greg doing his DJing, being at autograph panels, and you doing autograph panels, doing the roast. So what does it really mean for you guys to keep coming back year after year, knowing that Emily and all the other guest staff and everything's just like family?
And that's why. That is exactly. Let me have a sip real quick. There are a handful of cons that I do over and over and over every year. You can look at my websites. You can look at my website and see the ones that I do consistently every year. Those tend to be shows like Ohayocon being one of them. Those are shows where the staff are like family. The attendees are a lot of them are like family to me. It's like getting to see relatives that I only get to see once a year. You know, you go visit your relatives at like Christmas and you only get to see them then. It's like going to one of those where you get along with everybody, where you all the relatives you want to see. There's no Uncle Henry that, "Oh God, we don't want to see Uncle Henry." The only problem with a show like this, the only real problem that I have is that there's so many people that I know and I want to spend time with, and I still have to do, the roast and my combat workshops and the improv and so much. I have so much that I have to do. I think I've got some dear friends that I think I've maybe spent 3 minutes with the whole weekend, and so that's always sad. But it is like coming back to a giant, wonderful family reunion, and as long as they want me back, I'm coming. So that's this show means a lot to us.
Okay. Now you have a website, but now you also have a Facebook fan page. That's where fans should really go if they want to keep up with you, right?
Yes. I when I first started on Facebook. That's just my phone letting me know that text came in case I didn't know it. When I first started doing conventions, I'd just gotten a Facebook, or I'd gotten a Facebook not long after that, and I didn't realize there was a friend limit. Yeah. You can only have so many friends, and I didn't know that. I thought you could have as many friends as you want. So everybody from conventions that had ever wanted to friend me, I was just like, yes, absolutely, yes, absolutely. People that I'd never met that were fans of my work, I would like to be my friend, sure, no problem. And about a year, maybe a little over a year ago, I was like 100 away from my limit, and Greg goes, "You're at your limit." I was like, "What?" And Greg's like, "There's a friend limit." And that meant that I can't friend anybody. Actually, I'm to the point now where there are so many requests pending, I can't even like anything. Like if there's a movie or a show that I'm in, or a show that I directed that I want to hit the like button on, I can't do that. I'm not even allowed to like stuff on Facebook anymore. Which is pretty tragic. So I decided, I was like, how do I do this? I don't want to be rude to anybody that I meet at conventions or anybody that's fans of my work. And Greg goes, create a fan page. There's no limit on the number of people that can join. I try to stay very active on my fan page. I let them know when I'm going to conventions. I post pictures from conventions so that the people that are on my fan page don't miss out. My personal page is exactly that. I am fairly political. My opinions do not always match most people. And if you want to hear me talk about anime, then and stuff that I'm working on, then go to the fan page, because as some people have found out, they joined my friend's page and are like, "Ooh, I don't like the stuff he says," and then they try to argue with me, and that's the one thing. That's the quickest way to get booted off of my personal page, is to try to bully other people. The minute people get ugly to other people, I'm like, that even if it's family, even if it's long-term friends, like, nope, you're gone. I don't like bullies. I don't agree with it. So I'm like, no, sorry, I won't do it. I do leave my personal page open. I probably shouldn't. There have been a couple of anime news sources that tend to look at my personal page for leaking news, and especially in the event of the death of my friend Cassandra Hodges, where I simply posted how sorry I was that she'd passed. And when people asked, I answered what I knew. I didn't know a lot, but a certain anime news service spun it as if I had broken that story, and I was very offended. And when asked about that, they said, well, he leaves his Facebook page open for anybody to see, so we can use that as a source, which I think is so they're pretty much trolling any voice actor's site, and I really think that's kind of scummy. But and I thought for a while about closing my fan page, my personal page, to where no one who was not a friend could see it. But just because one news network for anime, because a group like that is going to be that nasty, does that really mean that other people or fans of my work should suffer, or people that want to get to know who I am? So my attitude is screw them. I'm leaving my page open until something happens where I'm like, okay, I've got to close it off. Screw them. It hurt because a very good friend of mine, Sophia Mendez, who's also in the industry, passed away this year, and I've known Sophia. I got Sophia into the industry. Her very first show, I brought her into the studio for, and she's a very close personal friend, and I couldn't even say her name for fear that a certain news network about anime would go, oh, breaking story, Chris Ayres says that, I'm not willing to do that. So I'm now having to kind of censor myself because of them. But, like I said, I'm not going to close off my personal page from fans of my work or people that want to know who I am. I'm not going to close off my page just because some news people or some press are, in my opinion, scum. So, yeah. Sorry, I went on kind of a rant there, didn't I? Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Facebook became this very angry rant, Sorry.
It's okay, but fans can check you out on your fan page.
Absolutely, on my fan page, yeah, it's called Christopher Ayres Love and Laughter Always, because as you know, ever since I was 13, I sign everything Love and Laughter Always. So.
Yep.
Even the angriest email gets a Love and Laughter Always at the end.
So, we know that you can't talk about. We know that you can't talk about a lot of stuff that's currently in production, but you do have some things like Nitrate 1931,
I've got a couple of things. I have a couple of things.
And any final messages?
Okay. Well, yeah, there are a couple of things I can talk about. I'm going to talk kind of about the stuff that I can't talk about, but I can't talk about it. Wait, that made no sense. Obviously Nitrate 1931. Very proud of it. It's amazing performances. I also, yes, I've been the ADR writer for several shows that I've directed, like Night Raid and things like that. But I have my first ADR writing credit for a show that I didn't direct. It just recently was announced that my good friend and a writer that I adore his work, named Clint Bickham. Clint and I were the ADR writers for Dream Eater Mary. And I also got cast in it. I'm playing John Doe the Chaser, who is a dream demon that controls an army of cats. And it was fun because he has a mask, so there's no flaps. You can't see the mouth move. It's so cool. So it was just acting. It was just acting, and it was to my script, so I knew what the writer was intending when I was acting. Also, very proud to finally be able to say that the project that I was talking about last time was a show that just came out on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, called F: A Tale of Memories. It's EF, but it's pronounced F: A Tale of Memories. And that show is kind of a slow burn. It takes a little while to get going, but oh my gosh, the performances in it are just spectacular. I mean, you've got a principal cast that is Clint Bickham, Monica Rial, Greg Ayres, Lucy Christian, Brittany Karbowski, Chris Patton in principals. Supporting cast: Tiffany Grant, Ilyich Guardiola, David Matranga, Carly Mosier, Hillary Haig, and Allison Summerall. And that's the cast. That's the whole cast. There is not a lightweight among that group. It is all heavy hitters. And so I did that, and that's just recently come out. I have another show that I have not been able to get in touch with anybody from the studio. I was hoping I could say, but I've got another show that is streeting at the end of February. And I am about to go to work on a project that, I will say this, it excites me beyond belief, and it scares the hell out of me. It is huge. It is the cast size is enormous. The amount of bit parts and walla are, you would think I was doing Gone with the Wind. The cast is so big. It's been the first time as a director that I've actually had to collaborate on casting with the Japanese creator. The Japanese creator wanted to have a say in the casting of the two leads. So I pulled the actors that I thought would be right for the role. I did an audition, and we sent it all to Japan. And the creator actually chose the two leads. And the nice thing was, I mean, as a director, I chose people that I thought could do it, and everybody turned in a tremendous audition. And so I knew that no matter who he picked, I was going to have somebody good. And I'm very pleased with the choices he made. I think they're going to sound really good together. I think they're both very right for the role. They're going to bring a lot to the table. But when that show hits, it's going to have a huge cast, and it's going to be a lot of names that you will recognize. Because when I said Patton, you went,
I haven't heard him in a lot of stuff very recently.
He's been doing quite a bit. He's been doing quite a bit. So yeah. In terms of message for the fans, just keep watching. Keep watching. Keep having fun. Don't bully each other. I get so tired in the fandom communities of seeing fans bully other fans. I don't like that. Don't illegally download. Please don't illegally download. This industry is hard pressed enough. We don't need it any harder. I want to see studios in Japan and production companies in the States stay open. Even more so than in the States, I want to see the studios in Japan do well, because that's where the anime of the future is coming from, and I don't want to see it go away. So, yeah, but thank you so much. It's always a good time hanging out with you guys and getting. There are people behind the camera that you don't get to see that they really rock, and they're a lot of fun. You only get to see this bozo. So, see, you can hear him laugh now. You can hear him laugh. Thank you. It's always a good time. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.